Yes. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another session of Will My Party Die Tonight?
It's more likely than you think.
Last week, quite a lot of fun things happened. Probably one of the most significant things is that Grimm had managed to find Nim, and through a series of sleight of hands and just pure willpower and muscle, had gotten the door cracked into this private chamber of the champions where they hang out, where these five champions of Roka live really in the lap of luxury. And Grimm had talked with her and met a very different Nim, one that was 10 years older and probably 10 years more bitter, to be honest. Just living in a world, living in this arena for that long has changed Nim in a noticeable way, including her status within this world. Because as the fight master was coming to grab Grimm and really was getting ready to just punish her and kind of torture her for stepping out of line, Nim steps in very quickly and asserts her own dominance over the fight master. And you see that in the pecking order of Roka's gladiators, his five champions are even above those who train the other warriors for the pit. These champions are their own class altogether. So Grimm and Estrella had both passed all of the Fight Master's tests and really kind of stood out as two of the stronger gladiators, along with Lafia and Strength. You four really are the best of the best in that group. Others have some, they're not nothing, but it's you four that would probably gain the most prestige, win the crowd, gain sponsors in the arena, if you will. Think of it exactly like the Hunger Games. You can earn sponsors, and those sponsors will give you shit. So keep that in mind. However, the Fight Master had declared that night there would be exhibition fights, and to top off the night's festivities, there would be death matches between the four standouts in the training session: Strength, Lafia, Estrella, and Grimm. And we will find out what those matchups are going to look like.
We don't know.
Not yet.
I mean, you.
No, I am going to leave it to be random. I'm legitimately this is going to be a dice roll thing. I've planned it out. I do not know what's coming. I am on this roller coaster with you.
Oh, please, not Estrella.
One thing that stood out during the training, though, is that probably the worst of the fighters was Thok, our poor goblin friend, who just couldn't seem to hang on. He not only did he get abused by the training, but by the lash of the fight master quite often. And in this exhibition match, everyone has to fight, everyone has to do something, and Thok is looking the worst for wear out of everyone. With Kieran and Yasin, they had spent time with Lord Centaurus, a Chiss man of nobility and profit, who owns this casino royale that seems to be one of the hottest night spots in all of Nar Shaddaa. There they had gotten to kind of the reason why there was a price on Kieran's head, learning that it was more about business than anything else, and that Lord Centaurus had to keep up appearances with his patrons and those who came into his establishment. He actually held no ill will towards Kieran at all, and was very willing to help him, both granting him a hollow shroud, which will allow Kieran to look like one of three different people for 1 hour at a time. There are 3 charges on the shroud before it needs to recharge for a long rest. It'll need a good 8 hours to recharge of not being used. And Kieran has taken on the mantle of this female woman, this dark-skinned warrior who he's just really made his own right now. So we're curious to see more of her. And Yasin earning the respect of Lord Centaurus as a fellow pirate and captain out there, captain of industry, a captain of piracy. You had learned from the bartender, Deck, who was trying desperately to flirt with Kieran. You learned from him that an Ithorian outside in the market stalls, the only Ithorian out there, would know more information on a particular lieutenant within the Black Suns, this Gavin Gregarin. He holds the perhaps the next bit of a puzzle towards finding Roka's son, this Hutlet who had been kidnapped and is being held as a ransom over Roka by the Black Suns. And you start to learn a bit about this power struggle between the leader of the Black Suns and Roka the Hutt. And of course, his son is now in the middle of all of this. So you two have taken up the bounty of capturing the child and bringing him back to his father. Last, we had Nimriani, who, through her, we got to see the other 4 champions, a Jedi Knight named Yoda, a Mandalorian woman who is of the Fett clan, Arden Fett, her dragonborn lover, for lack of a better term right now, this this Anthrax, a bard barbarian who fights with the same instrument that he plays with, an axe in both sense of the word. And of course, the number 1 champion, Mud, or Mudrim Halder the Bulwark, as they call her. And since Anthrax, very much like Finn in the Hunger Games, trading in secrets and learning and all those sort of things, he knows about the Black Suns coming to Nar Shaddaa, and specifically knows that Roka is trying desperately to gain the favor of the Night Sisters and their Night Mother, that Roka worships the Night Mother, that he's a part of this cult, and very much is devoted to shrines of her in different places. You heard from Anthrax that in the center of the arena there is a holographic shrine to the Night Mother, that in his vaults there is the statue that he had attained, carved out of precious stones there. And this whole kind of political power, at least from Roka's point of view, seems almost religious, like a zealot trying desperately to gain something that he can worship. And so that is where we start tonight, with all of that info. And we will start tonight's festivities with Yasin and Kieran. We had ended with you both stepping out into the greater city of Nar Shaddaa, outside of the casino. Kieran wearing your hollow shroud. And what was your woman's name again?
Asana. So Asana and Yasin have stepped out of the casino, and in front of you, you see the market area that kind of extends out towards the back alleyways, which you had snuck in from, all the way up to the casino's entrance. And now, not having to sneak through it, but being able to walk proudly, you see it in a slightly different light. All of the stalls and the smells and the sensations now are more inviting. You can see all the different vendors calling out in their native languages, some selling interesting looking fruits and meats, others selling fabrics, silks, rugs, and new uniforms and clothing, weapons and armor pieces. There's an exotic animal vendor that you can hear not too far down. All these different species all kind of yelling out together. What do the two of you want to do?
Inside of Asana is Kieran actually having a bit of a remembering moment of himself growing up as a child, training tiny little golems, and he remembers the golem connected to his soul stone. And he is particularly intrigued by the animals, the animal vendor, and actually proudly in Asana's form strides that direction.
Yes, and you can go right along with him.
Yeah, gotta stick together right now because at some point Yasin has to rest.
Oh, that's right.
Who rests? Nobody rests anymore. So the two of you walk down the steps and head towards this exotic vendor stall. And as you get closer, you can clearly hear this very kind of garbled, gutterish sound. And you can see the vendor just kind of standing out in front and gesturing very grandly towards some of the cages that have different animals in there. This particular gentleman is an Aqualish, so he has almost a kind of a walrus kind of look to him. These big kind of bulbousy chin sacks, if you will, round hair, a round head rather, large eyes, whiskers that kind of come up from the top, and you kind of see little tusks underneath. He's wearing very elaborate cloak and vest combo, very bright and colorful. But the clothing underneath his shirt and pants are very simple, just kind of tans, maybe a little bit dingy. So he's putting his money on the most outside apparel, but he's seen better days. He's not the most successful of vendors. As you approach the stall, you can notice the smell of animals. It's like being in a barn, you know. There's a little bit of crap mixed with food, mixed with probably sweat from this particular vendor as he's desperately trying to sell his wares. On the floor of this area, and it's probably like at most a 10 by 10 space, not very big, but packed with cages everywhere. On the floor, chained to a post, and there's a bowl for food and for water, is a full-grown loth cat, and it's just sort of laying down and purring. It has a black and white stripe pattern to it, very kind of like snow leopardy sort of a feel with this creature, very poofy, predominantly white, and just kind of sleeping and purring to itself there.
You said it's chained?
Yes, it's chained to a post, to one of the posts that hold up this kind of like a tent-like area that you're in.
So and it doesn't look like they're super well kept animals.
No, they don't. As you look into the cages, you notice that a couple of them seem a little sick. Some seem healthy enough, but the living space is not great. You know, they're small cages. This guy's running a puppy mill kind of a thing. He's just trying to get people to buy stuff quickly before his product dies. You can kind of tell that really quick from looking at this guy. And he sees the two of you come up and he goes, "Uda, oh, uda, oh, jiwaba."
Would you care to describe your services here? Are you selling animals or are you trading them?
Oh, you basic. You speak basic.
Basic trade.
Okay, trade. Animals or jiba pets. 4 pets. You 4 pets. Buy.
Trade me for pets. I don't think that's how this works.
Trade, credits,
She
gold.
Asana's gonna like put her hand on his shoulder just to kind of like create that bond moment of like, I'm kidding, and also like that like friendly familiarizing moment.
Oh, oh.
He'd be like, I was joking, but yes, tell me about your wares.
Ah, pets from all over galaxy. Chisaba. What pet looking for? Pet for snuggle. Pet for battle. Pet for food.
What's the cat's the cat's demeanor in this moment?
At this guy's boisterous kind of talking, the cat is perked up and just is very casual and calm, but is looking at both the owner and you, since the two of you are closest to where the cat is. It's about, I don't know, a couple of feet from you on the ground now. It's just kind of looking up at you, and then sort of for a second lifts its back leg and turns and kind of licks itself.
All right, I will pull some of my like rations or some of my food and just kind of like hand it to the offer it to the cat.
Roll
while listening.
Roll animal handling.
24.
Oh, this cat, the loath cat, just perks up instantly at this kind of food. And you can see that as you get you reach down to the cat's level, the food bowl isn't very high. It's very low, probably running out. The water is the same way. So the loath cat just comes right up to you, takes a couple of sniffs, and then just starts eating out of your hand, very politely, but hungrier than you'd expect. Like, she's not the best of care. At this range, being close up, you can tell that her fur is not as luxurious as animals that you've seen growing up. You can kind of tell where her ribs are a little bit in her frame. But after she kind of eats some of your rations, she just immediately starts rubbing against your hand, and you can feel these deep purrs coming from this loath cat.
Can I use as I'm kind of interacting with the cat, I'm gonna kind of look over at Yasin, and I don't want to metagame, so I'm gonna. Could I see if I could give an astral message to him, through my dissonant whispering?
Yeah, let's. Yasin, I want you to give me a perception check to see how clear Kieran is able to communicate with you.
Okay. So this is just my. I don't roll for this. It's just my.
No, go ahead and roll and make it a perception check.
Oh, okay. 9.
Okay. So Yasin is, while being a man who is well-traveled and definitely a pirate at heart, he's a little bit distracted by the animals right now. And just, it could be any number of reasons. Either he's hungry or he's just feeling for them. But Yasin is distracted, and he only gets about half of your message. So what is the message you wanted to send, Kieran?
Should I? My deception is low. I want him to help me deceive this person into making a good trade.
Ah, I see. With a 9, you can get across one clear message, and that is deceive. You have no context with it. There's no sentence. But Yasin, you can hear kind of Kieran's voice whisper in your ear, and you kind of get this deceive, and that's it.
Asana is just kind of.
I don't think they can talk.
Petting the cat, but I'm being very careful not to show too much excitement or energy around it, just kind of like experiencing the animals and looking at a couple of the other animals as well.
You want a pet? What looking for? What kind?
Well, how much do I know about the loth cat from like historically, I guess?
This last time you were here, you never really encountered animal vendors or anything like that. So, what you know of this cat is what you know of cats back home. The different felines that you've seen near your village. You can tell that she's a little bit emaciated. She's not healthy. You get the sense that she's a female. Like that's something that you pick up about her shape, her demeanor. It just feels more feminine, like a feminine feline to you. You know that her coat, typical feline coats are shiny, they're silky, they're glossy. Hers is a little bit matted. It's definitely dirty. And you can tell that she likes you. Like not just a oh you kind person it's a like of get me out of here, like please take me with you, like you're sensing that.
I'll stand up and I'll kind of like shimmy into my pocket and pull out a few gems, and then I'm going to hand them to Yasin, again trying to communicate, and then I'm going to wink at Yasin.
and our attentive guy,
trying to convey another message, but I'm not going to tell him.
I like the wink. Asana just winked at you, Yasin.
I'm trying to keep this interesting by not like telling you what I'm doing while also trying to influence you to get involved. I need you. I need you.
Well, it's
Oh,
so how much? So about how much did you hand me? Like, what's the?
There are 3 gems of like multiple colors. They look fairly valuable.
All right. So I guess I'm going this. I put my arm around my my supposed lady. I say, "My good man,
Oh my god.
I'll purchase this loath cat," and then I take out. I'm going to take out like. Yeah, it's kind of a gross looking cat. I'll give him like 8 pieces of gold to go with the jewels.
Hold on, it's loath cats, not for sale. My pet, my pet. He motions off to all of the other animals in the room, and he's like, "Oh, buy any, all, not her, mine."
Asana looks very sad and but
And Asana's doing that, so I'm just gonna like make the gesture like everyone has a price, and so I like 8 more pieces of gold.
And then I'll put my hand on his to kind of scoop back the gold. Do you know much about crystals?
Crystals are crystal shiny, pretty. Make a clack sound.
And I'll be like, sweetheart, tell him what these magical crystals do.
Oh, magic. Oh, magic. And like he looks at you, Yasin, like a child at Christmas going, tell me of my secret presents, please.
They are shoot.
I'll like cover him
Hold on, ass. Okay, just make up some bullcrap.
Yeah, have fun with this, man.
Well, I mean, I'm giving you jewels. Yeah, they can bring you well. Shoot, what's a good one? This is just Eli thinking.
You got this.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one. These gems are from these gems are from another world. And you can just see from the texture and the quality and the doodah.
And the doodah.
These are worth more than any old jewel you'll find in any mine around here.
As you hold up one of the gems to the light, it catches the light really well. The gems almost have an inner sparkle to them. They, being from a more magical realm than Nar Shaddaa, when light catches them, they tend to shine in a way that is unique. And this pet keeper immediately just his eyes fill up with the gems as he stares at them. And nothing of what you said is a lie, so you don't have to roll deception for it. They are from another realm, and they probably are more valuable than what you would find in a local mine on Nar Shaddaa, because Nar Shaddaa does not have gems.
Especially the doodah.
Especially the doodah. The doodah part's really what sold it. And so he looks at the gems and he goes, hard bargain. 1, 2, 3 bagada. 4 loaf kitty.
Oh, would you please do the deal? What say, Yasin?
I love the rest of us are fighting for our fucking lives right now.
It's so funny. It's funny because it's like we are trying to get this cat desperately, and you guys are like, yeah, we're fighting the real battle right now, boys.
Notice the guys are playing around right now, and all the girls are about to die.
Seems accurate.
I love it.
Accurate.
Perfect.
So this pet vendor just deal. Chipasa. And he holds his hand out for the gems. Yasin. And he takes them. As he takes them and he holds them up to the light, he just and then he puts them into his pocket that he has and kind of gives it a little jingle and is very happy with the sound that the gems make.
Pretty click clack sounds.
Click clack. He goes and he starts to unleash the loath cat, taking it from where it's attached to a tent pole and just kind of unhooking it from there. And he brings the chain over to you, Asana. And he holds you for you to grab the chain, and the loath cat is just, she wants to climb up into your arms, kind of a thing. She's just
Scoop it up.
And he's like, oh, good, Isa, loath cat, name Ruka, her name. Good cat. You good trade, make good trade. You like Ruka. Good. Anything else I can do for you, sir?
What do we feed it?
Anything. Good meat, good hunter.
Me too.
Rodents. Different meats. All kinds of meats. Also, some special kibble for 5 gold, half pound.
Oh. All right.
I mean,
It's your cat.
it's not my cat.
No, thank you.
My wife's cat.
No, I'll bring out some gold and be like, you're too kind. I'll take it for the 5 gold.
Good. Oh. And he kind of turns around behind him and pulls this half-pound bag of kibble. When you look at them, when he hands them over to you, they just look like multicolored round poof balls.
Some are orange, some are green, some are red, some are blue. But they definitely have they smell like something you'd get at a pet store. It kind of has that pet food smell to it. And you're like, oh, okay. But you notice that Ruka, she kind of perks her ears up as you have the bag, and her ears are kind of like, ooh, and kind of turning to the sound of the bag. So she's interested in them, and you think that she might enjoy them. Good. Anything else I do for you? You good customers. I want help.
Aw. This is wholesome. What a nice walrus, man.
What other animals are there?
More than you want to carry, but there's a quite there are quite
Just
a few.
keeping
Nice
in mind for I have an idea for something later. So
Sure. Give me a roll investigation. Let's see what you can see. How much you can see.
Yasin and Kieran go just start their own little farm.
14.
14. There are 3 other animals that you can see. There's probably easily a dozen different species, but 3 more that really catch your eye. One of them is this creature that lives in a tank of water, and it looks all mossy and kind of overgrown in there. But inside this kind of murky water, you can see an eyeball kind of appear above the kind of the threshold where the water is, and just kind of looks at you and like blinks, and then kind of ducks itself back underneath. And you kind of barely can glimpse this deeper body that's underneath there that kind of has a tentacly-like substance about it, the way it moves. In Star Wars, this is a Dianaga. There is a baby Dianaga in that tank. Another creature that you notice is a Minoc. You see a Minoc. This is a creature that has bat-like wings, kind of almost a wormish bat body, but its mouth is just a sucker with rows of teeth that go around it. And this species is known for connecting itself to power cables and conduits and batteries, and literally absorbs energy from electricity. It eats electricity. And so they're a bit of a nuisance around the galaxy, but he does have a cage of Minocs that are kind of hanging upside down in their younger ones. And then the last creature that you see is another feline. Again, your eye is being drawn to felines tonight, but this one has multiple eyes on the top of its head and a really big mouth with just rows of teeth in there. Again, it's a younger cat. It's in a cub stage. This is a Nexu, and this, unlike the Loth cat that you have, which, while they can be fierce, really are kind of cuddly monsters, this thing is a proper monster. It is all mouth. It is just a scary ass looking little baby in there. But those are the 3 that you see.
I'll keep it in mind. I'll keep it in mind for later.
Cool.
And Asana's gonna just like jump and give him a big hug, and then like back off and be like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so excited, so very excited."
No.
Keeping the energy positive.
Oh, good. This is good. It's good. You have good night. Enjoy.
We'll tell all our friends.
Yeah. Good. Good.
We don't have any friends.
Heading for their lives.
Okay, so the 2 of you have acquired Ruka, the Loth cat, a female Loth cat that's slightly emaciated, but is now your animal companion. She's a pet, and because you rolled so high in your animal handling, she really is instantly loyal to you. Whether or not she's loyal to Kieran, we'll see. That'll be something we have to think of later. She knows Asana. She's seen Asana and Yasin, but she also knows your smell. And she's an animal, so she knows your smell. So just kind of keep that in mind. We can discuss later on how this Loth cat can be of use if you want it to be more than just a pet, if you want to do training, if you want to have it to be a true animal companion. We can absolutely figure out what that looks like. But for now, you have another pathetic life form in your party. Well done.
I'll try to stay up here.
Yep, it'll do that. she'll kind of get up onto your shoulders and sort of just lays down and you just can feel your neck vibrating as she purrs, just deep purrs.
Little throat pillow.
What would the two of you like to do next? Remember, as the DM, I'm reminding you had a mission, which was, in order to complete the next step of the bounty, you need to find an Ithorian who holds the next piece of the puzzle.
That's why I was so positive and friendly.
And I will say that neither of you knows what an Ithorian is. Like, Kieran and Yasin have no clue what an Ithorian. It wasn't described to you what the species looks like. Deck, the bartender, who is now fighting for his life, by the way, as the poison and the sickness kind of takes over. He's passed out right now. The medics, you see medics kind of just moving up the stairs of the casino, and you kind of see this like paramedic vehicle with flashing lights, and you see this hop 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 as these guys kind of go up the stairs.
They are fine. They have a kitty cat.
And so you kind of
I chose my cup appropriately tonight. It says Mama Bear on it.
Man. But Deck did not tell you what an Ithorian looks like. So, how would you two like to go about that?
Oh, you just reminded me. We're looking for we are still learning the native language, and we have heard rumors of an Ithorian. We have no idea what species that is, what they look like. Could you be of help or point us to somebody who might know?
Ichiba. And basically he's saying, follow me. And this big aqualish gentleman kind of comes out of his tent, and as you walk with him, you move to sort of what you can see as like the main thoroughfare, this kind of more open space where all these little shops kind of peel off from. So that main drag, if you will. And he points a few tents down, and you see this larger tented area probably takes up a good 30 by 30 space. It's impressive amongst all the other smaller ones. Big top and everything to it, brown and red tanned leather kind of laid in a very isometric pattern. And he goes, the only Ithorian, duck unda, ushichiba, jiji. Basically just keeps pointing and going, jiji, like, over there. But you heard the name Duck Undar. And then as the two of you get ready to leave, he's like, no, look, and he kind of makes this motion where, neck, whoa, and he kind of makes this almost like half S shape, and then goes, eyes, ho, and then he makes it almost like a T at the top, but the eyes are spread out from this long neck that curves upwards. Interesting looking. Not as attractive as Ishi. Ishi attractive. You good. Go. Thank you. Good trade.
Thank you.
And he walks back to his tent.
Onward.
No, that is a Mon Calamari. That is a Mon Calamari. Close. Ithorians are ugly.
Calamari?
Yes. Just like the squid guys. Oh yeah.
I would just like to say right before the Akalish guy let us off that Yasin was just making the water in the Dianaga tank just kind of swirl around.
That's amazing.
just playing with it, and then when we go like I like the fish creature more.
Before you would have left, you would have caught his eye popping up above the water, but spinning like it's in a toilet, just kind of, and then it comes back down again. It's hard to tell with one eye, but his one eye was looking cross-eyed, like maybe he's getting just a little seasick.
It's like, are you trying to piss it off? Feeding time won't be so friendly later.
So the two of you walk down the thoroughfare to this larger tent that was pointed out as Doc Undar's. And when you get there, you see one of the weirdest looking guys you've ever seen before from a species. He looks like a cross between a hammerhead and a cobra. He has this long face that just kind of reaches out into these hammerhead eye stalks just a bit. But you also notice that he has this big gray beard that kind of comes down. He's wearing very fine robes, lots of necklaces and jewels on his hands and fingertips. Definitely looks like an Ithorian of status. He is a wealthy man, and he's got this large mouth that kind of goes on the side of where his neck would be. If you think about as a cobra reaches up, this kind of back part, there's these holes that are the Ithorian's mouth. And you hear this amazingly deep bass voice. And then immediately afterwards, this droid, and you notice that he has like metal attachments onto his throat area. And what they are doing is it's translating for him because Ithorians cannot speak basic. They have 4 throats. They're incapable of speaking most other languages except their own. And so a lot of them tend to have translators with them, the richer ones. And so you hear this droid voice kind of come out and go, "Hey, don't put that over there. Make sure you know where you're putting that thing." And that's the droid voice that you hear coming out from
my guy all wrong.
Stole Christopher Walken's voice.
As the two of you approach, he steps out. Hey, how you guys doing? It's nice to see some new faces here. Welcome to my place. I'm Doc Undaz. What can I do for you?
Well,
And
I guess
we will stop. I'm going to stop there so we can move on. I'll stop with you guys.
I feel like I'm going to have Yasin kind of push Kieran forward because we're kind of riding the high of having this, like, oh, this pretty face to do the talking for the two of us.
And we'll end with Doc going, "Oh, a human, a pretty one. Nice.
Oh,
I don't see pretty humans often. What can I do for you, lovely miss?" And so as you two figure out what you want to say with Doc, we will cut over to Nim. Nim, for you, night is falling, and is kind of the time where everybody breaks to their own kind of separate rooms, which are off of this main area, this main feasting and revelry area, this place of rest and relaxation for the champions. And as you move over to your room, 2 things happen. First, Anthrax kind of gets up to follow, and you hear his big lumbering form is like, "All right, I guess we need a rest a little bit." And you just kind of hear him just lumbering behind you, a bit slower. He's kind of glancing at the table and thinking if he wants a little bit of a midnight snack to take into the room with him. But in the room, you can see a figure that you have been able to see clearly now for probably the past 4 years. This person has always been there, but has been visible 24/7 for 4 years. And this is your dwarf in the flask, your creature that's been in this gem, who has first appeared to you as almost this small little goblin creature that sits on your shoulder. After years of tapping into the stone and being more connected with its power and the curse that came with it, this goblin has taken on a full-bodied form. He's actually a little bit taller than you are, standing at about 6'3".
Wow.
He has green skin but the green isn't like flesh. It is a translucent gem-like material with facets throughout it, but a strong green color. He's lanky, very lean and muscular, but is not one who is like, he's not like a big beefy boy. He's a lean, muscular guy. His small goblin ears have elongated quite a lot into a species that you don't recognize. He neither looks like goblin nor elf or anything like that. These are long, pointed ears that come off almost 12 inches behind him to either side. He has no hair. He is completely bald. And his goblin-like chin and nose have elongated more. He's not unattractive, but he's not attractive either. Like, you're compelled to look at him. He's interesting, but he's not pretty. He's just odd. Yes, Melissa.
Sorry, I was just relating.
Oh, you're just
Oh no, that's terrible.
And as you walk in, he smiles and nods, and you hear him speak. I gave you privacy, as you asked, as we always go through every night. Do you wish me to leave this room as well? And you hear this lips smacking, lumbering. Hey, was he? Is he here? Well, your little friend, little guy who's always watching us every time we, you know, is he here?
Told you he doesn't watch that. That's creepy.
Well, is he here?
Yes, he's here.
You know, this would be so much easier. You hear your friends talking, if you will. If you would just allow him to see me, you could do that if you wanted.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of fun having you as a little secret. It's just fun. I don't know.
All right, yeah, you're talking to him again, not talking to me. Yeah, this is weird. I mean, I know we've been dating now for about a year, but it's just a little bit weird for me for you to talk to someone when I'm standing right here. I'm gonna go back to the buffet for a bit. You two can chat or whatever the fuck it is you do.
Oh, you've done weirder things. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but that's private. Anyway, I'll be out there. I'll give you like 10, all right? You two chat. Don't mind me, weirdo. I'll just be outside. You fuck. Anyway, and he just kind of turns and leaves. You know, I don't approve of him.
What are you, my father? You're gonna start approving of my boyfriends now?
Well, I must approve of the company you keep, since you keep using the stone for him.
Him, me, I don't know. I don't know if it's anything different, really. I've always used it for my friends, you know that.
Yes, interesting company you keep now.
Yeah, so where do you go when I tell you to leave?
Honestly, I just go to the next room. I can never leave your presence, but I can leave your vicinity.
The next room, eh?
Yeah,
Like, do you go through walls?
from where I'm standing, there are no walls.
No.
Sometimes I like to look on Arden Fett. She's interesting, mutters to herself as much as you do.
That's just gross. No. You're a weirdo. But, you know, I've gotten used to you over the 10 years we've been together, so,
I'm
if
so
you
happy.
like looking at Arden, you go ahead and look at Arden. But, I don't know, I feel like if anybody else saw you, that'd be a little bit weird.
Perhaps. Look, I will leave you alone for the night and for as long as you want me to, but I must say this. Our relationship has been beneficial for both of us. You can see I've gotten stronger. I am closer to my true form than I was when we first met.
Oh, good. You still got some growing to go. Good for you.
Indeed. And after the last time you used the crystal, we finally got rid of Lord Snooty and his annoying presence always mocking me. Well, now it's just you and me.
Just wondering what happened to him.
Oh, he was delicious.
You know, he looked delicious.
Indeed. But we're reaching a crossroads in our relationship, and, well, it's this. I'm close to being free. And whether or not you want to admit it, you're close to being dead. Are you ready to make the journey now? If you release me, I promise I can do great things for your friends, but I will need your body to do it. I know they're here. I saw you talking with Grim. I watched Estrella in the proving grounds. I know they're going to fight tonight. You know that too. It happens every year with the new batches. They'll have to fight and kill and prove themselves. You won't take a mentor or a mentee because you don't want to watch them die. Well, now your friends are here. I can save them. Just let me out.
You know, they're a little hostile at times. I'm just gonna say. But
Sorry, that broke me. That was good. Okay, go ahead.
What did you
Says I'm hostile.
it's just a little hostile.
At times.
It's fine.
Yeah, yes.
Someone's getting a little itchy, are we? Look, I thought we had a pretty good symbiotic relationship for the last 10 years.
Yes, you seem to have found a way to use enough of the crystal's power without succumbing to the rest of the curse. It's maddening for me. We're so close, you and I.
You know, his tattoos look pretty good.
Yes. Hurts like a bitch, doesn't it?
Pain's an old friend.
Well,
That's what I call you, isn't it?
yes. Your old friend.
Look, I know we're coming to some kind of end with this. But, you know, you don't want to stick around a little bit longer. I admit it, you like me. You like me, don't you? Come on. Come on, tell me.
Hosts. You are the most interesting.
Ah, see, there you go. There you go. So don't you want me to stick around a little longer?
Perhaps it would be amusing.
Ah, see, there you go.
Gods know your boy toy wouldn't last long if I was inside him. Gods, that came out. I didn't mean that way.
You know.
I'm going to go now before I say something else incriminating.
Can you? Hold on a second before you go.
Yeah, what?
Hold on.
Can you be seen by others? Like only specific people.
There are two of your friends who have seen me already. Chances are, they probably still can.
I don't think they recognize you now.
Maybe not, but I'd recognize them. Kieran and Estrella would understand my presence. It's only grown stronger since last time we met.
You've been keeping tabs?
Oh, always. So, Do you wish me to be your errand boy? Is that it? Is that what we've come to?
I wish for you to play your part.
Fine. What?
Protect them. You get to know a little piece, like you like, just a numbing little piece. And, we'll play it from there.
Okay.
Take what you have to, but you know your limits.
So be it. If I have to choose between Estrella or Grimm, who should I pick?
You're cruel, you know that?
I can't split in two.
Oh, no, you can't. You have all the other tricks up your sleeve. You can't do that, huh?
Not with just a piece.
You know who I choose.
Foolish elf.
Get out of here. Go. Be gone with you. I'm done talking to myself.
Before the Dragonborn opens his cloaca.
Ugh. Don't say it like that. That's gross.
It is. And with that, you watch your old friend turn and leave. And he just walks right out of the cloaca. You know, it's like what lizards and stuff have. It's a little opening for the bitty bits.
What an informative session.
I learned something new every time.
Every time.
That just makes my relationship seem so good.
It really is.
I mean, it is though.
As your old friend, as you put it, we'll put in capitals, old friend, as he leaves, Axel walks in, and you watch as this green gemmed guy, not Axel, Anthrax, thank you. He holds his hand out so it passes right through Anthrax's chest, and you watch Anthrax stop in place and kind of, oh shit, did he just, oh boy, I just got real cold. Oh damn, it's like something just went over my grave.
It's alright, did you have your snack?
Oh, did he leave? Did the little bugger leave?
He just left.
Oh shit, that just kills the mood. Oh,
that's fine. Just come snuggle under the cover.
Yeah, he just hold me. God, I'm so cold.
Just hold me.
He just sort of snuggles there for a little while.
I'm going to get him like in the bed and like covered for a second, and then I'm gonna go get Crumbs.
Yep.
And I'm going to take him over to his little bed area.
How old is that?
Crumbs is special, leave him alone.
Just curious.
And I'm going to give him a little bed, just in right next to the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will cry.
And Crumbs does that. As you look at Crumbs, it's been 10 years since anybody else has seen Crumbs, but you've watched him change throughout the years. For a rat, he's old. But there is a bit of green streaking to his fur that he has, starting at where his eyes are and kind of moving back down his head and his back and meeting at the tail. And his tail is completely green now. There's just kind of rings of lighter and darker green on him. You've used your gem to prolong his life past that of a normal rat. But he's still the same old rat as he's always been for you. And he kind of, squeak, squeak, and, kind of nuzzles into his bed and, gives you a little lick. And then
Wait till he meets our cat.
and then you crawl in and snuggle with Anthrax for a time until you hear an announcement come on a few hours later, enough for you to have a long rest for an elf, not you need it. About 4 hours later, you hear the fight master's voice over the intercom. All fighters, make your way to the viewing chamber, please. The exhibition matches are about to start. And Roka would like his champions by his side. And you just hear Anthrax going, oh, bugger me every year just as I'm trying to sleep, and bastard. I don't care about the plebbies. Let him die. Who cares? They ain't having
She's gonna
my
pop him
spot.
on the head.
What?
Like, come on,
what?
get up. Get up. Come on.
Just
You know you like it. Come on. Come on.
He's gonna ask me to play some dumbass song or something. He always does.
You love playing songs. Get up.
Oh, not for the lizard. That bastard, big freaking son of a bitch. Shit. And you just kind of hear him cursing as he gets up and like puts on some of his clothes. He grabs his axe from the corner and sort of bing, 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 tunes it just a little bit and goes, son of a freaking son of fire. And then goes, all right, I'm ready, let's go.
That's the spirit. She smacks him on the butt and gets him to go out first.
You and the other
tail, butt area.
Butt tail. You and the other 3 champions make your way to the viewing area, which is just behind kind of the buffet table. The buffet table has been moved aside and everything has been cleaned. And that door, that window area has kind of opened up and allowed you to walk into it. And as you do, you can just hear the sound of the crowd as they're getting amped up. And everyone has gathered, a good-sized crowd, for this exhibition match. They want to see the latest gladiators. As you all step up, this is a fairly big dais, and below you is the gate that leads into the arena, the main entrance where you as champions always walk out of, and some of Roka's more fearsome monsters and battle people. This is kind of, underneath his personal throne that he has here. And Roka's in front, easily 3 times as tall and 3 times as wide as you are. A big, imposing hut, powerful, strong. His muscles make Mud's look small as she takes her place on his right, and you move to take your place on his left. Roka's 2 champions, and he looks at either of you and he goes, and you hear his this voice come out from behind. Roka is pleased that his champions have shown up to revel in tonight's festivities. Walking up is this amphibian-looking person, Mr. Morden, who is Roka's personal attendant, attaché, major domo, his translator when needed. And Mr. Morden looks at the 2 of you and goes, Mud, Nim, a pleasure as always.
Yes.
Tonight's outcropping of gladiators should be most interesting.
Smells macaroon.
That's what I was like, is this Winnie the Pooh?
You hear another door off to your right slide open and close. And walking in is a tall Twi'lek. And again, to remind everybody of Twi'leks, they have 2 tentacles that come off the top of their heads and sort of coil down. This guy, no, didn't notice any flickering, Dawson. This guy has his kind of wrapped around his shoulders and neck a bit, almost giving him kind of a muffler look to him. He has deep blue skin, almost like a midnight blue color to him. And then these really sky blue patterns that come down his leku, and you see them kind of down his neck and across his hands a little bit. They almost look like maybe liver spots, age lines, kind of a thing to him. But it's really pretty how he's gracefully aging amongst his people. He stands to Roka, just kind of bows and goes, well, I'm pleased that you invited me here. I wish to see what all the hubbub is about. After you killed my poor Ranko baby, I do not know if we could have a relationship at this fun. And you hear Roka kind of gutturally say a few things here and there in his deep baritone. You feel it almost more than hear it from him. But you hear Morden, his major domo, come, Lord Roka is pleased that you showed up. I have to look up this bastard's name because I forgot it off the top of my head. Pleased to see you, Kiva Lass, Lord of the Black Suns. Have you come to revel with us today? Puh. Do not wish to be associated with you and your kind. I am simply here out of courtesy. Roka, I'm surprised you will be seen with me in public. You know that my wish to dethrone you is of no secret to anyone. Why do you make this game of us? Why play? And even before Roka can speak, Morden takes a step forward, and you see this amphibian-like creature. He's very frog-like in his appearance, but he gets just very, like, he glares as best as his froggy eyes can glare, and he goes, Lord Roka enjoys bathing in the blood of his enemies. He invites you here out of a courtesy to your life. You know what he seeks. It is all that keeps you alive, Kivalas. Remember that. And he takes a few steps back, and Roka just nods at his major domo, and then looks at Mud and Nim and holds out his hands for either of you to grab his. As the two of you grab hold of him, he does not feel slimy or anything.
Cool.
He's not like Jabba or some of the other huts where they are grotesque and just overdone and everything. Oh, you're good there. You don't worry about it.
Okay.
He is, it's like holding a lizard. You know, he's scaly, smooth, very warm. He just came from basking. You can tell there's a warmth about him. And he takes your hands and he holds them up until all of you are kind of forming this sort of like, this heroic arm raise, and you hear him, and of course, Morden comes over the speaker and goes, Lord Roka bids you welcome. You hear the crowd kind of quiet down. In this illustrious 75th annual Roka Games, we will be introduced to our newest batch of gladiators. And Roka goes, Boom Dumbara. Enter, pledges. And you hear the gate open. This big, solid sound. And we cut to Grim and Estrella, who are walking out with the other gladiators. I was looking for the word. With the other gladiators. With you is Strength and Lafia. And also, Thok, Seth, and the others. The lizard, who has been Grim's personal attendant, this lizard man. And all the others that you have never met before, have never recognized. All different species from around the kind of Star Wars galaxy, if you will. And you all walk in, and you hear this slow kind of chant. That just builds around the arena and gets louder and louder. Until it just starts into a stamp and a clap that just turns into uproarious cheering as everybody is just enthralled by this newest group of gladiators. Everyone is on their feet. Grim and Estrella, is there anything that the two of you are doing amidst this uproarious applause to your entrance?
Upper.
Honestly, if it was real life, I'd probably be doing that, but Grim, I guess, is it?
You can do whatever you want. What do you want Grim to do?
Probably than that.
Okay, Estrella, what are you doing?
Jesus.
Stone face. Like,
Yeah, Estrella's not going to show any emotion right now.
Okay. So you're walking out like Katniss Everdeen, and Grim is walking out with just fingers to the sky. And this is great because the crowd has no idea what the hell that means. It is unique to Faerun. It is a Faerunian
Please tell me
insult.
they do it back later.
And so you watch as some people, some of them that are just, they're enthralled by your look, your horns, your metal arm, and they just start, yeah! And they do it back.
I started in a new place. Oh, I'm so proud of you.
And from where you are, Nim, you can hear Morden go, oh, apparently that one is already getting some followers from the crowd. Interesting.
Nin actually is trying to keep her eyes more forward.
Yep.
Like right above everybody's head. She's trying not to look at the new people at all.
Mm-hmm. Mud is doing the same thing. Mud has her gaze fixed forward. Eventually, Roka lets both of your hands down as sort of the symbol of his power with the two of you in the arena. And he just nods approvingly at the crowd, at Grim and Estrella as they walk up. And you hear him talk again. You hear his bass. And of course, Morden translates, and Morden gets the crowd, quiet, calm yourselves. Thank you.
thank you.
Lord Roka has changed things as he does. Tonight's exhibition match will be different from all others because it is the 75th annual Roka Games.
Oh no.
Okay.
In today's match, it will all be to the death. And you hear the crowd just roar their approval immediately. Yeah. Yes. I too enjoy blood. Come.
I can't with this.
The match will be as follows. Grim, Estrella, Lethea, Strength. The four of you are a team. And you will fight and kill all the others. But of course the others could kill you. Whoever lives shall win the game for their team and be introduced to their first sponsor. Unprecedented at this stage. I get excited just thinking about it. Gladiators, are you ready?
Oh, God.
No.
Be honest, I'm not. I don't know.
What do each of you do to acknowledge Roka? Because even though Morden is translating, these words come from Roka. You hear his bass, you feel his presence, and he's looking at each of you very clearly and just kind of asking, are you ready? Undara. The crowd cheers, and you hear that one guy, yeah!
Sings Aang.
And Roka nods at Grim. His eyes pass to Estrella.
I want to take a page out of Grimm's book, seeing like her confidence, except I'm gonna unwrap my zombie arm and flip him off with that hand.
Do you still have that finger?
Yeah,
I want the finger to just kind of
No, you need
It's
Stop
like
trying to get rid of your body.
you hear the crowd respond to that as well. And everybody's just cheering. This is now spreading throughout some of the lower levels, the cheaper seats, if you will, all the nosebleeds and stuff. These people are starting to kind of look to the two of you as like the underdogs and going, yes, yes, these people are our people. And you're just seeing this kind of symbol spread around a bit. It's just becoming like this kind of thing. The two of you have taken the crowd by storm. You see both Strength and Lafia look to the two of you, knowing that the four of you are a team, and immediately they walk up and just very stoic and proud flip off the crowd. And all four of you are just saluting the crowd, and the crowd is starting to salute back. And everyone is excited for the four of you and what you are about to do.
Nim can't help but have like a little tiny ass smirk at the corner of her mouth because she actually knows what it means.
Yeah.
But she only sees most of the crowd. She's still
Grim's gonna be
trying to
mumbling,
look
you
at them.
nuts, you don't even know what this means.
Out of the corner of his mouth, you can hear Strength go, ladies, this is the time where you will have to make a hard choice. It is either them or us. I, for one, will choose us. Are you with me?
Okay, can I look around and see what I'm in? Like,
Oh, yeah.
what
you
is
can-
the situation?
So you are in the arena proper, the very same space that you saw Mud and Nim fight in earlier against the big Rancor. Around you are tall walls made of both metal and rock, in kind of interchanging places. Above these walls are stands of people, rows, thousands, all around you. You're in the center of a football stadium, basically. Tons of stands everywhere. To one side, you notice this very large and imposing metal structure. It looks like a giant gun. And in fact, it is. And on the inside, you can see kind of in the cockpit, this driver, this kind of green-skinned, spiky-looking guy who's in there. He just kind of rotates, and you see this big gun raise and lower, this giant laser turret. And he kind of points it at the group, just ready to see if anyone wants to try something. You instantly can tell that he's there to protect the crowd from whatever happens in the pit, be it a rogue beast that gets out of hand or a gladiator whose britches are bigger than they should be. This thing means danger. That is what you see around you. Again, Strength looks at you with that question in his eyes. Are you with me?
I'm gonna say.
Estrella's gonna. Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh no, Estrella's got an idea. Cause fuck this and fuck these people. Hold on.
I mean, if you're thinking what I'm thinking,
we're going for the big gun.
yeah,
we're going for the big gun. Estrella's just gonna. This is the worst. I'm sorry, you guys have to see all 7 of my chins. We're going for. I'm gonna look at Strength. I'm gonna make hard eye contact, and I'm just gonna.
you picking up what I'm putting down?
You watch Strength's
Probably
eyes
gonna be like,
glance to the giant gun in the back. And his eyebrows raise, and he kind of cocks his head to the side, and he goes, interesting. And he nods.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna do that with everyone else. One
There's
by
only 4
one.
of
Just
us.
Oh, you're trying to get the. So I want you to roll.
Wait, what?
Sheesh, it's a tough one. Roll. Ugh. Yeah, let's go with persuasion.
I was
Let's go
gonna.
persuasion. Roll persuasion, Estrella,
Okay.
and let's see how many people you can convince to rush the cannon.
I'm gonna start a
Oh,
riot.
I was thinking we're gonna pretend.
It's my first riot. Oh, -1. 16.
Okay. You definitely get all of the Faerun people. Seth, Thok, Lafia, Strength are instantly on your side. Grim, you kind of give this little lizard kid a look. You just give him an eye, and he's like, and you got him on his side. This group is easy to convince.
Thank God.
There are about half of the others who sort of nod at you. There's a good 12 people. 6 of them, of the people that you don't know, 6 of them kind of give you a slow nod as if going, okay, I'm with you. The others, their eyes are filled with bloodlust and an eagerness to kill you in
Okay.
order
Yeah.
to.
Okay, good.
Okay,
We
that's
got,
okay. That's better than
We
expecting.
got the people
Okay,
that we needed.
and I also want to see what's our big Jabba the whatever he is.
Roka the
what's
Roku?
Yeah, thank you.
Roka?
What's his seating arrangement? What's between me and him?
a giant 30-foot wall, and up higher, what you would assume would be either glass or some sort of a shielded structure between
Right.
him
Right.
and the outside world. Not easy to get to. And of course, as you look up and scale this wall with your eyes, you can clearly see Nim on his left and Mud on his right. And you make eye contact with Nim.
Hey Nim, hey Nim, hey.
Subtle.
Do you shake your? Are you shaking your head at her?
As subtly as I can. I'm just.
Okay, Esther's gonna shrug. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay. As kind of
Massive clusterfuck, and I can't wait for it to happen.
Where?
as your focus widens back out, you can hear the crowd again.
Can I
Yes.
see my friend?
Oh, you can see them both.
No.
Old
My
friend.
Ah, you can. And you
What?
watch him on the field as your eyes glance around for him. And you see your old friend, and he's walking out from under the gates, just basking in the air of the applause, as if it's all
Calamity.
for him, even though nobody can really see him. Except Estrella, you see a faint echo of another person walking from the gate. Sometimes you see him and sometimes you don't. And it's almost confusing as to whether or not it's one of the people you don't know who's just moving around trying to get into a good fight position, but you swear they're getting closer to you. And after a certain distance, you feel the same presence you felt in Hyrule when you were in the caves and Kieran had grabbed you and you had both been teleported into the mindscape where you saw the Night Mother and all of that. In that world, you had noticed on Nim's shoulder this little green goblin-y creature that was just more of a presence than something you could see, this blurry image. Well, you feel it. And Nim, you watch as your old friend takes up position behind Estrella and just puts a hand on her shoulder and salutes the crowd with a middle finger.
Can I make an Arcana check and
Sure
see if I
can.
can get a stronger vibe? Okay, cool. Vibe check. Oh, sweet. Math. Hold on.
Math.
I get that.
23.
23.
23. Damn.
With a 23,
My Arcana's dope.
you can't see her old friend clearly, but you feel these fingers on your shoulder, and as you do, you hear this whisper in your ear. And he goes, "You won't die tonight, Estrella."
Oh yeah. Because she told him to help
Mhm.
you.
Is there anything you want to do with that, Estrella? Or are you gonna?
Estrella's gonna.
You're gonna be the one that runs at the gun. You have to get
Yeah, no, Estrella is
because you got the bulletproof vest right now.
I either have this shit's eating away at me. I'm either gonna die, and he just said I'm not gonna die tonight. I'm a little confused. But I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna have some confidence and be like, all right, this is gonna work then. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Let her
That's
die.
Okay.
Oh, praise Jesus that she said hit her. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Kill him first.
Did you say kill him first?
This makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
At the sound of the gong, let the bloodbath begin.
Why is it so pedo-y?
Remember, the last one surviving from their team will win for the whole group. Are there any questions before we begin? I'm just kidding. We wouldn't answer them anyway. The 6 who are not with you start to fan out in a semicircle in front of you.
Mhm.
Behind you is the gun.
Okay, cool.
It is approximately about 130 feet, give or take. Yeah, it seems about right.
About that.
Yeah.
Farther than I thought, but okay.
About 130 feet behind you. And there's nothing else in the arena of note except smaller walls and crags and things like that. They're kind of meant to act as shielding. You can hide behind larger boulders. You can even climb to the top of them. They're meant to be a part of the battle in the arena. But nothing else of significance. As everybody anticipates waiting for the gong, Strength kind of tenses up, and you feel him take a step forward towards the group, putting you at his back. Lafia moves to stand in between Grim and Estrella. Now keep in mind, you have no armor. You have no weapons. You have the cloth that was given to you and your own natural arcanic abilities. For strength, he has no magic. And you watch him drop into a fighting stance, this ancient elf combat form. You see Lafia kind of drop into a crouch, and you see as her hand glows as she's working to summon her holy weapon, having connected with Lunas earlier. She still has that ability. She still is a bit of a paladin.
I'm gonna put on my mage armor.
You can. And as you touch yourself, your AC will increase by 3 for your mage armor. which is not bad.
Okay. And then I'm going to. I guess I'll take out the scythe.
You want to summon your weapon?
Do I still have to summon it even though he gave it to me?
It still is considered a packed weapon, so you don't just keep it, you have to summon it. It is a magical spell.
We'll keep that on the wraps.
Okay.
I'll take out my axe.
No, you won't. You have nothing.
Oh fuck! Damn. Okay. Yeah. No.
You already. You can take out your metal arm and hold it in front of you.
I'll take out my axe.
All that is gone. You hear this deep gong sound. Boom. And you know that the fight is on. The crowd roars and is ready for combat, for blood to be spilled. And you hear Morden, fight to the death. We will not roll for initiative. What I will allow is for the two of you to act first, and then the crowd will react, the rest of the fighters. We'll start with Grim and then Estrella. What would you like to do?
I feel like I have to do this or I'll regret it later. I'm gonna automatically get as many as I can into a fire wall.
To a higher wall?
No, fire wall.
Fireball.
Oh.
Fire
wall.
Wall. Oh, fire wall. Okay.
It's like a square. I don't know what it's called wall, but it's like
Firebox.
yeah, firebox, I guess. I think.
Let's see. I'm good. I'm going to the campaign thing too to check you out.
Bringing wall up. Oh no, maybe it is a wall. I thought I read somewhere where it was like so many.
I think you can do a cylinder or a wall.
Let's see. So I see fireball, wall of fire. I see it.
Wall of fire.
Yep, that is a 4th level spell, and you create a fire on a solid surface within range. So you don't just create a wall of fire; you have to light something on fire.
Oh, good to know. Okay. Forget that.
I mean,
Use a person.
you could light a person on fire.
With what?
The fire.
With the fire, like
It is a magic spell. Like, you can cast it, but you need to light something on fire to create the firewall. So by casting the spell, you can light someone on fire, thus creating
A wall of fire? Okay. Who's the biggest dick out of them all? Light that one on fire.
there are at least 6 people you don't know, but what you can see is that Thok is the slowest one trying to catch up to the group. Like, oh my god, and he's trying to hobble his way forward. But behind him, you notice this tabaxi. This is a cat-like person, just sort of on all fours, claws extended, and you're watching her just rush towards Thok, looking for just a killing strike.
light up the kit.
She got a lot of hair. Let's go. She gonna burn real nice.
All right, I want you to roll to break her AC.
19.
That'll do. As you cast this firewall spell on her, you watch her body just sort of ignite at the middle, and she just kind of, and as she screams out and extends her hands, this wall kind of shoots out from her in both directions. And for a short time, you will have a firewall blazoned by her body at the center of it. Everybody who was behind her, she was the front runner, kind of backs up, and you hear the crowd just roaring their approval, and you hear Thought going, "Oh,
Yeah, and you just kind of, he sort of struts his way up to you. Okay, so I know you two have a plan, because that was hot. What are we doing?
Oh, is that the end of this?
Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? What's the deal?
Maybe, I don't know. I guess we have to figure out how to get to the fucking gun.
Ah, got the gun. It's a fucking gun. Like, is it?
No,
Oh, that's a.
no,
Oh,
not like that.
okay, got it. All right, not like that. Cool.
Damn.
Goblins, they take things too literally.
Obviously.
The gun for fucking, the fucking gun, that gun. Okay, cool. No, all right, here we go.
Kind of battle that I thought.
Oh my god. Right.
What is your plan to get up there? Do you have any plan?
I
We need to throw you.
I have an idea. Yeah, you can throw me, but I may break. I'm old, okay, I'm old. But goblins, like, when we can't reach things, we'll, like, get on each other's backs and, like, make, like, a goblin ladder, which is just goblins who climb up. That works for us. I mean, hey.
Okay, but how do we not get shot in the process?
I
don't know.
How, Chris? Sorry, you said this already. How high is that gun up? How high is that gun?
I haven't said how high the gun is. So,
Oh, really?
the gun is about 30 feet tall as it's positioned right now, but it's the wall that it's behind is short. It's like a 12-foot wall, but the gun is a 30-foot tall gun.
Nice. Okay. Okay, Melissa, I think I can get myself up there.
Okay. How far away again? Like 100 feet?
135 feet.
Shit.
Okay.
Take a minute.
I guess I'll have to distract the gun person while you get to it.
Okay.
Pick the wrong person.
Strength comes up beside you, Grim, and goes, I will join you in this. We will distract it together. And Lafia comes up and goes, no, the three of us. We'll have a harder time of getting us if we stand together.
Sounds
makes sense.
Oh,
okay.
All right. Estrella, are you ready?
Yep.
Estrella, it is your turn. What would
All
you
right,
like to do?
I'm sprinting.
Okay, so what is your walking speed? What's your speed?
My walking speed is 30 feet.
30 feet. So taking the dash action, which
You
is
can double it, right?
yes, you can go 60 feet in one turn. And that is what you're doing. So you are booking it at your top speed, moving 60 paces. You would need to dash one more time, and then you would be in range to be able to make it on your next turn.
Yep.
As you move, Grim, are you going to start working your
Yes, I'm gonna
distraction?
start yelling and waving my arms and being like, hey, I'm hungry! And something, I don't know, anything to get their attention over at me. Which, if she's going like this way, I'm gonna be over here.
Yep. You watch Strength immediately go in the opposite direction, so the two of you move around Estrella. And you hear Strength yell at the top of his lungs, hey, over here, you big gun, you! I am your target! You can tell he's really bad at this sort of thing. Great military commander he might have been, bait he has not. But you watch him run, and at his elf speed, he is, doing circles around everyone, and he's gaining the attention of the gun as best he can. Lafia moves straight forward and is keeping pace just behind Estrella and starts to shine a light in her hand. And as she does, she moves over to where you are, Grim, and then over to where Strength is, and she's making this serpentine motion with her body, just trying to have 3 different ways of distracting this gun.
I'm just gonna keep
And
yelling shit.
As
this goes on, I'm just gonna be yelling at everything.
So I want you to roll performance for me, Grim. Roll performance. And Strength and Lafia are doing the same thing. We're going to see who can attract this gun's attention between the 3 of you.
Okay.
Okay, strength rolled a 17.
Why can't I remember?
Lethea's a
Skill?
13.
What is it?
Performance.
Performance.
Down at the bottom. Towards the bottom.
Oh, damn. A 20.
All right. Dirty 20. I like it.
Dirty 20.
Yeah. You have the highest number. So you
I've got the
watch.
high ground.
You
That's the
watch
only thing
as
I know.
this gun, as all of you get closer to the gun now, with Estrella being the lead at about 60 feet, the gunner starts to lower the muzzle of this big cannon and points it at you, Grim, first. And you watch him looking up at Roka. And from your vantage point, Nim, you can see that Roka has a screen that shows the face of the gunner on it, this holographic display that comes up from the dais next to him, this kind of like little hollow. And the gunner looks at him like, speaking in Huttese. You've picked up a little bit over the 10 years you've been here, and you know he's going, are they serious? Should I dissuade them? And Roka just nods deeply. Grim, you can see the muzzle light up as it's tracking your movements. The gun fires, and it's doing so as a warning shot. And you watch it streak next to you and hit the ground right where you were heading, and you stop short. It says, "Shtoom," and this big crater appears. This is a 6-foot deep, 5-foot wide crater. This is a coffin. This gun packs a punch.
The fucking gun is packing, y'all.
Yeah.
At this time, you hear this scream kind of rise up in the distance. And this kind of almost hiss, gurgly end. The body that you've used for the firewall has burned out. She is dead. And the other 5 are rushing towards you now. But you have a head start on them. One turn has elapsed.
Oh my god.
Whose turn is it?
Grim, you're the top, and Estrella will be second, so that's how we go. You're the top of the roll.
Okay. How close are they to me?
What's that?
How close
How
are
close
they?
are they to me?
Oh, they are probably about 30, 35 feet behind you, because you've had a whole turn where you've used your full movement, so they're a good 30 feet or more back.
Who's the closest to the people? The Faerunians or whatever?
Seth. Seth has stayed behind to be with Thok, as Thok is not as fast as the rest of you. And you kind of see Seth just almost in a protective stance, and you've never seen Seth look more cat-like than he does now, just kind of and he's just kind of backpedaling with Thok going as he tries to like catch up with all of you.
Why do I relate to him right now? Okay. I'm going to try to Eldritch Blast the closest to them.
Okay. Roll to break their AC.
18.
18 will break. Roll damage. What's your damage on this?
I don't even remember how to do that.
Your Eldritch Blast has I can look at real quick for you easily.
A D10?
D8. It's, wait, hang on, no. That's 1D10, yes, 1D10.
Which one? What's the shape of the D10 again?
It's the pyramid, right?
It's
Yeah, it's the
yeah.
Yep, that's
think
it.
so? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see a 10 on it.
Is it just a 0?
Yeah.
Okay, there. That's it.
That's your 10.
Okay. Fuck me. But I got +8, so 9.
Okay. As you kind of throw out this blast, you see this creature that looks very dog-like. It's not a werewolf. It's a dog species that you've actually never seen before. Takes this hit in the shoulder and just kind of and slows down a bit, and then just kind of
keeps moving forward. He's not dead from this hit, not enough to kill him, but he's hurting. It's a big wound in his arm, and you can see that his arm is completely limp. He cannot use that arm anymore. Estrella, your turn. Are you gonna dash again for the gun?
I'm still going. I haven't stopped.
All right, you dash again. Estrella, I want you to roll stealth against Strength and Lafia to see if they can distract the gun, because Grim is not distracting right now. She shot back to protect Seth.
Oh.
Damn, Seth.
Okay. My stealth is not good. That is going to be 3.
3
Okay.
in total.
My stealth is -4. So
You
I
are
mean,
not
you're
stealthy.
doing pretty good then, I guess.
All right. So here's how this plays out. Somebody rolled a 1.
Oh, okay. I'm not last.
You're not. Without Grim's distraction, the gunner makes one last look to Roka, and Roka just makes this very subtle gesture that you've seen him do maybe a dozen times in your life, Nim, and just goes, and you watch the gun settle down and start to rotate in ways that you didn't know it could do, around the base, around the nozzle. This sucker is a fucking transformer out there as it sort of lifts itself up on its legs and takes one step into the arena so that it can aim across the wall.
It wasn't for
Estrella, you watch as this light
Oh my god.
fills your vision and just hurtles towards you. For all Strength's trying, he cannot get the gunner to pay attention to him, and this blast rolls towards you.
Amazing.
At the last second, you used your motion to dash. You can't do anything else. That was your full thing. You dashed. There was your action.
Okay.
You feel a hand grip your shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And
Cody.
you turn as you're running, and you can see this creature, this old friend that feels exactly like the little goblin that sat on Nim's shoulder. And he says, "You will not die tonight." And then through his form, you see Lafia grab your shoulder and toss you to the side.
What?
You watch as the energy engulfs her entire body. This blast is ginormous. It is impossible to block or dodge. And you see Lafia just smile at you in the midst of this wave. And you can barely hear her voice going, "Now it's my turn."
Oh.
And you watch her body disintegrate as another crater forms in the ground.
Okay, it's my turn, right?
Oh,
I quit D&D.
No quitting! You
Yeah,
gotta
but-
use the
I'll fix
anger and go kick some butt. Let's go.
I don't like it.
I don't
I-
stop
gonna have-
Napoleon dynamiting on me right now.
oh.
You hear Roka's booming voice. Do nobody. Isa Krista. And you hear Morden come and translate. The mighty Roka the Hutt bids you all to stop
or more lives will be lost. Heed his warning. I have only seen one batch of newbies all killed before. Believe it or not, I don't wish to see it again. Yes.
I want to summon Alexander and my scythe.
You may do one or the other.
Alexander.
Done. You drop down to one knee, sort of slide into position, and take your arms and just hit the ground with them. Your metal arm just digs in about a quarter inch. And in your anger and rage, you take a moment to connect with Alexander, who is there at your side instantly. I will fight for you, Grim. And you feel him pass through your body. And for a moment, your vision is clouded. And then you see through his eyes as his body manifests in front of you. Standing 8 feet tall, wings outstretched, a massive sword in his hand, is the demon lord, Alexander. Horns protruding from a skeletal frame as hooves stamp the ground with fire, and he swings his sword overhead and roars, and the crowd loves it, and Roka just laughs. What do you want him to do?
Go for Roka.
Ooh, spicy. Alexander feels your commands, and you hear him just kind of grunt. And he turns and bounds for Roka at a speed that is blinding. As he passes through the crowd of people who are willing to fight you, the flames from his feet just disintegrate these lesser mortals at his side. As he bounds his way up, he leaps for Roka's position. Nim, you and Mud are watching this demonic creature rush towards Roka. Is there anything that you do?
Get out the way.
I'm not going to protect Roka, but I am going to take out my little retractable staff, pop it open, and stand and fight.
Look like I'm doing.
I have no idea what the fuck.
Pretend like I'm trying to hold something against him.
Oh my
You
god.
watch Mud ready her axe, her hammer that she has. Roka just stands there. Estrella, what are you doing?
Well, I can't stop now. Am I at the wall?
You are. You're about 10 feet away from it, give or take.
Great. All right. I want to cast Mage Hand. I want my little Mage Hand to be a platform so I can just like boop, boop, boop,
Uh-huh.
run jump on it, like a little step.
Run jump.
If you couldn't, run jump.
Yep.
I want to start climbing up the gun.
All right. I'll allow that. This is shits and giggles time.
Great.
As
I
you
am- I am running on fury.
As you jump onto the mage hand, and you concentrate as it lifts you into the air, Alexander leaps 30 feet easily
brings his sword in a reverse grip. And if you watch, the crowd is looking at both Estrella and Alexander rise into the air at the same time, each going up 30 feet to get to their destinations. Alexander's sword crashes into this static energy barrier that is protecting Roka and the champions, and you watch him dig his claws into it and just roar as he shoves his sword through the barrier, slowly inching towards Roka's large body. Estrella, as you climb into the sky, you can hear the static energy from the barrier. And you can hear the whirs and motors of this giant gun. And as you level with it, you watch it level with you. And you face the glowing barrel of this massive cannon and watch as it fires.
Oh my god.